Dual Championship ring.
Liv Morgan to bid goodbye to Raw. Judgment Day member sacked after turning face. 4 directions from Miracle Kid after losing WWE Women's World title. WWE Superstar Liv Morgan faced a crushing defeat at the hands of Rhea Ripley on this week's episode of Raw. The Judgment Day member lost her Women's World Championship days after completing 200 days as the title holder, with the self-proclaimed greatest women's champion of all time no longer having her title. Here are 4 possible directions Morgan can take going forward. Number 4. Liv Morgan may ditch Dominik Mysterio. Liv Morgan had been chasing Dominik Mysterio long before finally getting his attention. The duo made its on-screen relationship public at the 2024 SummerSlam, where Dirty Dom betrayed Rhea Ripley to help Morgan retain the Women's World Championship. Although they always seemed to share a strong bond, when Liv Morgan got dethroned, Mysterio tried to get back with the Eradicator. The Miracle Kid was still lying a few feet away from Dom when he opened his arms to hug Mami.However, Dominik Mysterio's attempt at reconciliation was met with a low blow from the new Women's World Champion. Dom's true colors have been exposed to Morgan. Hence, there is a high chance that she could leave him. 3. Becky Lynch could come back for Morgan at WrestleMania 41. WWE superstar Becky Lynch will soon make a comeback to the company. The man fought her last match against Liv Morgan in a steel cage, where she lost a rematch for the Women's World Championship. Thus, the Irishwoman could start a new feud with the Judgment Day member, while the Miracle Kid lost the belt to Rhea Ripley. Mami's rivalry with the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel champion may not be over. WWE could put Liv in a big match against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 41 to give her a boost before she gets ready to face the Eradicator again. WWE Universe could witness Liv Morgan turn babyface. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour was a raging success for the 30-year-old's career and the entertainment value fans received from it. However, the end of her title reign could also spell the end of her run as a heel. Before her match began with Mami, commentators Michael Cole and Pat McAfee highlighted that Morgan and Ripley used to be best friends. They highlighted that the founder of the Judgment Day, Edge, had corrupted the Eradicator's mind and soul, which caused her to injure Morgan. The Stanford-based promotion could use this information to turn the Miracle Kid into a babyface. The faction's current leader, Finn Balor, could sack her after the title loss, since he had recently been pursuing the members to win gold. This sacking would solidify Liv's character change and lead to her exit from Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez could follow her in support, turning babyface as well. The two could then challenge Bianca Belair and Naomi for the women's tag titles. The Miracle Kid could leave Raw. Liv Morgan has earned her spot as a top act and has been very consistent with her performances and crowd work. Thus, WWE could try to put her in another top card rivalry. If the company decides this week's title change to be the last match between Morgan and Rhea Ripley, then the Miracle Kid could move to SmackDown. There, she could start a feud with Tiffany Stratton. The buff Barbie had previously shown romantic interest in Dominik Mysterio. Now, since he has already revealed that he intended to be with a world champ, he could gravitate to Tiffy after Mami's rejection. Thus, Liv Morgan may try to get her revenge on Dirty Dom, but the WWE Women's Champion would block her way. Therefore, the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel champ could have another title feud on her hands. It would be interesting to see what lies in the future for Morgan. Liv Morgan addresses WWE Women's World Championship loss. Liv Morgan has addressed losing her WWE Women's World Championship on the debut edition of Raw on Netflix this past Monday. While Liv Morgan may have lost her title to Rhea Ripley on this past Monday's show, January 6th, she took to social media to address the loss and isn't as dejected as one might have assumed. In fact, Morgan is still pleased with herself. Sharing her thoughts on Twitter, Liv Morgan wrote, "When you're still the hottest, most iconic, most talented, and greatest women's world champion of all time, even without the championship." Liv Morgan lost her WWE Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley on the debut edition of Raw on Netflix. Morgan had previously held the title for 226 days after having won it from Becky Lynch at King and Queen of the Ring 2024 in May. The new WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley was joined by The Undertaker in her post-match celebration on the Netflix premiere edition of WWE Raw. Liv Morgan makes surprising claim about herself after losing Women's World title to Rhea Ripley on WWE Raw. Liv Morgan recently addressed losing the Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley on WWE Raw. In doing so, she also made a surprising claim about herself. After returning from an injury caused by Ripley, Morgan embarked on a revenge tour, during which she injured the Eradicator, stole her boyfriend Dominik Mysterio, and took her place in the Judgment Day. The 30-year-old also eventually captured the Women's World Championship after Ripley had to relinquish it. Although Mami failed twice to retrieve the gold over the past few months, she finally succeeded last Monday on Raw's Netflix premiere. After stating that she won the war against Ripley despite losing their last battle in a now-deleted tweet, Morgan took to her FK Twitter account today to make another huge claim: "When you're still the hottest, most iconic, most talented, and greatest women's world champion of all time, even without the championship." She wrote, "Why did WWE book Liv Morgan to drop the title to Rhea Ripley?" On a recent episode of Live Q&A on Backstage Pass, WrestleVotes addressed the reason why the Stanford-based company decided to take the Women's World Championship off Liv Morgan on WWE Raw's Netflix premiere. The Wrestling Insider stated that WWE's decision could be related to Morgan not being in the plans to have a spot in the two women's world title matches at WrestleMania 41. "I think it becomes a numbers thing as we get closer to WrestleMania. You know, 2 world title matches for the women's equals probably 4 participants. They wanted Rhea, obviously, to be one of those. I think probably Becky and Charlotte's going to be 2 and 3. And I just don't think they had a spot for Liv there. So they decided to take the title away from her. It will be interesting to see if Liv Morgan can recapture the Women's World Championship later again this year." The tweet was quickly deleted. Morgan also shared an Instagram story showing a clip from their WWE Raw match, where she slaps Ripley. Additionally, she posted a cryptic story about being manipulated. With these cryptic posts and the deleted tweet, it will be interesting to see what Morgan has to say when she appears on TV. Liv Morgan lost her WWE Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley on the Raw Netflix premiere. Morgan won the title by defeating Becky Lynch at the WWE King and Queen of the Ring in 2024. She successfully defended her title against Becky Lynch in their rematch inside a steel cage. Eventually, Morgan, who had been waiting for Rhea Ripley's return, finally faced her on multiple occasions once Ripley came back to WWE. Liv Morgan defended her title against Ripley at both WWE SummerSlam and WWE Bad Blood. Not only did she defeat Ripley twice, but she also took down her boyfriend, Dominik Mysterio.